Yo, yo.
Hey, man.
Welcome back to the Mark Our Words podcast, the official podcast of YouTube. What's good with you, Chen?
Nothing much, man. Birthday weekend coming up, man.
It's coming up
Yeah, man.
in less than 5 days, actually.
Yeah, yes, sir.
What do you want for your birthday?
Yo,
It's your 30th birthday.
Yo, send me. I'm gonna post my email. Send me the PS5 so we can piss this guy off. Nah, for real, y'all. Send me.
You don't
the
even
PS5.
play the game.
Hey, if you're a true fan, true subscriber.
You know what's funny? Tony got a PS5 and he don't play the game.
He don't.
I'm the only one that
Do
plays
you
the
still
game.
play the game?
Yes, but
Okay.
it's still it's dumb because it's a PS4.
What you be playing?
2K.
Oh, okay.
And Call of Duty.
Dang. I don't got those games. Is it free now? Call of Duty?
Nothing's free. No.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's not gonna be free because they update it all the time. So it's like you're gonna pay at least $30 for it, at least 30.
Okay.
But
I thought it was like Fortnite nowadays.
nah, not Call of Duty, not Call of Duty. But shout out to Fortnite. But the thing about it is, I'm running out of space on my PlayStation. So like, I need an external hard drive for my PlayStation.
Don't you just delete the game?
I
I can only hold like 2-3 games on my PlayStation.
That's what I'm saying. Like I got probably two of the biggest games: Call of Duty and 2K. Like I can't play Sonic or something like that. If I wanted to play Sonic, because
That was so dumb. How they have you download the game just so you could play the game, and then you run out of space when you download the game.
oh yeah, or you run out of space when they update the features.
It's like, yo, why you gave us this little? I guess the PlayStation 4 came out a while ago, but they better. I hope the PlayStation 5 got like
You already,
100 terabytes.
but you already know the scam with that is, even if it has 100 terabytes, one game will be like 30 terabytes.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's
just
like
keep increasing.
it's just like, oh my goodness. But other than that, anything else going on with you?
Yeah, man.
Because I love your stories. Like a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, you shared about you going skydiving. Has anything ever equaled up to that experience since then?
Nah, but I'm teaching myself how to swim this year.
Okay.
Well, I know how to swim. I'm teaching myself how to dog paddle and swim longer distance. I went swimming for the first time yesterday. The parks, the pools in the city opened up, and
You be taking advantage of you living in the city, man.
I'm not playing no games.
Dude, you know what's funny? Is that because you live so like you come from not being in the city to where it's like everything to you is walking distance. So
That's true.
So you don't take advantage of that. To me, I lived in the city majority of my whole life, and I didn't even know we had public pools that opened up that you could go to.
That's true. I think where you live, it's still in the outskirts of the city. So like you don't really have like I don't know if you have like a rec center or you could bike to the end of harbor or you could.
Oh no, you definitely couldn't go to you couldn't
Yeah.
bike to the harbor from where I live. So it was more like residential
Yeah.
schools.
Whereas me, like I got the end of the harbor, I got Phelps, I got Canton, I got the park. So it's easier to take advantage of the things that they have around here because everything is like right here. But yeah, I think there's a little bit of that. Like me not growing up in the city. I was just talking to somebody who grew up in the city, and I was telling them, yeah, man, this is the first time I took the subway as an adult, and the person was like, oh, I hate that subway. And I was like, what? Because I was like, I just bought a house in the city. She was like, I could never live in the city. I'm just tired of the city. I don't want to drive in the city. I was like, oh, wow. So I think it is a little bit of that. Like, because I ain't grow up in the city,
It's
I enjoy it.
this all lit to me right now.
Yeah,
like
it is.
because there is something too. We're going grocery shopping for the week, and
Yeah.
in like a week and a half, if that. And we go put things in the pantry, and if we need something, we go back to the pantry, and then when we go back in 2 weeks or so, we go to the grocery store. Here, you'd be like, I'm kind of hungry now. Let me walk down the street. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was just timing it too. It used to take me about 10 to 15 minutes to get to the grocery store when I lived in the county. Now it takes me about 5 minutes on my bike. So it's a beautiful thing, man.
I'm loving it. We have a topic today, and it's a man topic. It's a topic for the gentlemen, all males. Shout out to the last week of Pride Month. So the gay women can stay for this conversation. The heterosexual
Wait, can they?
The heterosexual women can't stay for this conversation. But just because it's Pride Month, the gay women can stay.
Wait, okay, shout out to y'all. And trans women too.
Yeah, trans women too. But
What
the straight women, y'all gotta go. Because this is a conversation for
no cis woman. No cis straight woman. Y'all get out of here.
Yeah, get out. Since it's the last week of...
Maybe in Women's Month, we bring y'all back. Shout out to the woman.
Not for this topic. We was having a conversation off camera, and I figured let's have this conversation on camera. As a man, what age should you peak?
Oh, yeah. What do you think? What age? 'Cause I think I told you mine, but I'm curious. I'll repeat it for them.
It was definitely lower than yours.
Okay.
But I think I'm influenced by society.
Wait, what?
I was gonna say, at first I was gonna say 30.
30.
But I'm 30. I'm 31
You want to peak at 30? Oh, I would hate life. Golly. You saying everything goes downhill after 30?
A slow downhill. Not like a roller coaster drop. But now 40. I say 40 is where you reach the mountaintop, but it's not a drop.
Let me ask you.
Okay, what's up?
Favorite rapper. So I said 50. Just favorite rapper.
Hova. Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Sean Carter.
Jay-Z now. Jay-Z 10 years ago. Jay-Z 20 years ago.
I don't like Jay-Z now.
Oh.
Even though he's a billionaire now.
Interesting.
But I think, because now, this gonna sound hella bad. He's like a family man. He got kids.
Wow,
you know what I mean?
Hustling in the streets.
Like back in the day.
All right. We have a technical difficulty.
Please support small podcasts.
I just support black businesses.
Yeah, exactly.
Put her link in
Exactly.
the bio.
But Jay-Z, when he was at the top of his career, when it comes to rapping, he had the fast cars, he had the jewelry, he had. Well, I think he'd been with Beyonce for a while, but he was at the pinnacle of rap. Probably at that time, no doubt the best rapper alive, right? Now it's kind of like he's just cruising. He raps when he wants to. He probably don't care about materialistic things.
I'm saying Jay-Z life versus like a Lil Wayne. Because Lil Wayne peaked like in his 30s.
Talent-wise, though.
Overall. Where Jay-Z, he hasn't peaked yet.
And that's matter of fact, good thing you using rappers, because that's why my mindset is distorted, because I'm looking at society.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at these rappers, I'm looking at these athletes, I'm looking at these Instagram people and things like that. So these people who, I brought my first house, I'm 22, you know what I mean? And that's when you look at their house, you're like, dang, that's a dope house. You know what I'm saying? Or like somebody buy like their dream car. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they're not even 30 yet. You're just like, how you got a BMW?
Yeah.
How you got a Ferrari, Maserati, Mercedes? You get what I'm saying? You got 2 Mercedes. Like, that's crazy, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, dang. Right? So that's why I'm like, I feel like my 40-year-old even that is experienced. 50, for some reason, I feel too old. Like, I don't want to peak at 50 because I feel like I'm going to be too mature at 50. The things that I wanted at 30, I still want to be able to get and experience it. But at 50 years old, I'll be married. I have kids. I'll be making more responsible decisions.
The kids probably be grown.
And that's not fun.
You probably make those responsible decisions more in your 30s and 40s. Because the kids are going to be toddlers and teenagers.
Yes.
In your 50s, they out the house. You having more time with your wife now.
Yeah, that's
Y'all
true.
taking vacations.
That's true.
You know, you could buy that car and not have to worry about the kids getting crumbs in it. Because you have to drop them off in soccer practice. Y'all tell you, the 50s are lit. And why would I want to peak in 30s? Maybe because I'm already 30. I'm like, nah, this too soon.
This ain't it?
Too soon.
No, because my thing is, just because you peak doesn't mean
things go down.
Exactly. Yeah. Like you can peak and like stay at that level.
Mm-hmm.
You can stay there. You can peak and be like, you know what? From my 30 to 35, I was at my peak.
Okay.
And then like 35 to 40, you slowly going down.
Yeah.
40, 45, you just chilling.
Yeah.
50. For some reason, I picture 50 to just cruising. Like
that's how I see 60s and above.
If we make it, we're black. We're black men.
Oh, I eat well.
But
if I pass 21, 25.
But less than 2 years ago, you got hit by a car.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with being black. I thought you were talking about like heart attacks.
That's true.
Diabetes.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, I run my 5K, man. I'm not about. I went to the doctor, and that's another thing. I'm starting taking my health a little bit more serious. I went to the doctor this past week, actually, this Wednesday.
Was it the first time?
Since COVID.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Is everything good? Everything checked out?
Yep. And this time I went online. I looked up a bunch of things to ask the doctor. I actually asked him for a pap smear.
What? I ain't know men could get those.
They can't.
Okay.
The doctor said.
Shout out to Primo.
The doctor said, unless you have a cervix, I don't think I can get you one. I was like, oh, okay, my bad. And so, but I asked him a bunch of questions because I think my mother being a doctor, I just never really took my health, my medical health anyways, serious. I just be like, yep, the doctor said everything was good. Didn't say I have any questions. And then if there was any time there was a problem, I just say, well, Ma, is this normal? Is this not normal? Mm-hmm. And she would tell me. And now that, I'm getting a little bit more older, I think it's a little bit on me to know what's going on with my health versus like if something happens, I just go to my mom. So I'm like, okay, I need to take my health a little bit more serious. So I think these things are things that I'm doing now, especially in my 30s, because this is when things start to catch up. In your 20s, like you were saying in an earlier podcast, you were able to bounce back. You could just sleep it off. Mm-hmm. But now, things start creeping up, high blood pressure.
I'm very tired right now.
You are?
Yeah, because I worked last night to the morning and I woke up early for church.
Oh, yeah.
So yes, I know exactly what you mean. Back in the day, sleep 3 hours, 4 hours.
I don't know how you do it.
I feel good.
I never could have been. I was never that guy. But yeah, so I think one thing I'm doing is making sure, and I think that's the other thing. I feel like in my 30s and definitely in my 40s, I'm still going to be learning. I feel like in my 50s, that's when, okay, I am taking a major vacation from self-help, from self-improvement, from everything in my 50s. Because I'm like, I just want to enjoy life now.
I am who I am, basically.
It's not even I am who I am, but I just want to enjoy life. Mm. And I think that's like, in my 50s, that's what I want to do. And then in my 60s, 70s, it's not even about enjoying life. It's just like taking it easy.
Okay, let's specify this. Let's dig a little deeper.
Yeah.
When you say peak, or when we say peak, because we all having a conversation, what does peak mean to you? Because as a man, I think of money. So when it comes to your peak, is this you saying at your 50? Because I take it all in. At my 50, you saying at your 50, you gonna look the best you ever looked? Is 50 gonna be the most money you ever have? Is 50 gonna be like it? Are you gonna be as ambitious? Like I'm thinking of all those things or something.
My fault. So when I say 50, maybe I should say in my 50s. So like from 50 to 59. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have the best money. I'm gonna be the happiest in my marriage. I'm gonna have a full family. It's not like we're gonna be making more kids at that time. So I'm gonna know my family at that time. So I'm gonna have like a full family, right? God willing. I'm gonna be, best dressed. I'm gonna have the money to really do what I really want to do instead of investing all the time. Be like, oh, I could buy me that little thing. I could drive that little thing now. I could, me and my wife, hopefully we could take different trips and not worry about what we're going to do with the kids, because the kids should be growing around that time. I think there's another level of independence and freedom just from worrying about the future, worrying about the kids, worrying about the family, worrying about your marriage. I think there's a level of like, I made it.
Because you're 50s. Living in the future now.
You're there. The things that you've been working for, you're there. And then retirement is like, I'm coasting. I think it's like 50s and then coasting. Sorry, I don't know what I do. Like, coasting.
You got two heads.
I should have joked that. Like 50s and then coasting. So it's like a slow down. But you're still on the high of the 50s and your 60s. Then in your 70s, you invite the grandkids over and you give them a little candy. Grandkids. And 70s?
I know, but I'm just like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm definitely having grandkids come over.
You can't force your kids to have kids. Like, what if your kids don't want to have kids? Okay, Nigerian, I forgot.
That's wild. I don't know. Maybe in the future that might be a thing.
I forgot.
And they might be like, yeah, we're not doing the whole normal pregnancy thing. We're just going to grow them in a lab. Like, don't do that to my grandkids. Y'all go upstairs, husband and wife, and get it done. All right? Like, I'm not.
I don't know. Like, when I think of peak, I think of fun. And those things sound fun for an old guy. like it sounds fun for my daddy.
So what's fun to you? What's fun?
Fun is driving a Bentley. Fun is
That's not even a fun car to drive.
See.
That's an old person car. That's a 50-year-old car.
Okay.
If you're 50s, that's a fun car.
Matter of fact, I ain't gonna hold you. You might be right because you're not gonna speed in your Bentley.
Yeah.
A Porsche is a fun car.
That's a fun car.
I do want a Porsche.
Still for an older man, but
as an older man, you're not speeding.
It's not a Lamborghini.
But at the end of the day,
it's not I8.
But
that's a fun car.
But my thing is, even though you may have a fast car in your 50s, you're gonna drive like a civilized person, and maybe because I know you say if you want to drive fast, you believe you should go to the track.
Yep.
You believe you shouldn't be out here on the main road driving fast. If you want to drive fast, take your car to the track.
Yep.
You're very safe. Congratulations. Right? But with me, I'm like, and because I see the lifestyle, I see these people or these, not entrepreneurs, but these celebrities hit their wealth in their late 20s, early 30s, even early 20s. You get what I'm saying? And I'm just like, man, it would be fun to have $1 million right now at 30 years old.
But don't you feel sorry for them?
And then think about it. If I got $1 million right now, I can make more money off that money, and I'm only 30. That mean my 30s about to be lit, bro.
But don't you feel sorry for them? Those people that did all that in their 30s, and then in their 50s they talk about, I wish I ain't do all that. I could. Now they in their 50s talking about, I wish I did this or that. I don't want to be that guy.
Okay.
I want to be the guy like, oh, this is the best time of my life. Like, I don't want to be the guy like, yeah, in my 30s. Like, one thing I don't like is talking about the past. And that be the only thing I could talk about. Like,
basically, the highlight is the past.
Yeah, I don't like that. I hate that. I feel like I'd rather it be the worst years or years that weren't better than the days that I'm living in. And that's how I feel like my life been progressing. Like, there's been, periods here and there that wasn't so great, but overall I feel like steady climbing. Sometimes it goes down, then it goes back up, goes down, and goes back up. And so I feel like at 50s, I don't care if it goes any higher. I think that's what I mean by peak.
What if your body don't work at 50, bro?
That would suck.
Like, what if you need Viagra at 50, bro?
I go for it.
Okay. You're just like, hey, this is a good investment for like a 50-year-old.
Yeah, at 50, what am I doing? Like, what? How much she need?
And this is the reason why I told the heterosexual women not to watch. Because your wife at 50 is not going to look the same when she's 25.
That's my wife, though.
I understand that.
That's my wife.
I understand that. And I know women take it harder when they get older and things like that. When men, we get more defined. Some of us, not all of us, you know, for some reason. For some men are late bloomers when it comes to women and stuff like that. So you have see some men that just look better as they get older, as it's not fair for some women because they have been having babies and things like that. It's just how life happens, I guess.
Yeah, well, that's my wife. She got me 8 beautiful kids, man.
Oh no!
Man, that's my wife.
I don't know. I don't know what wife you talking about.
8 beautiful kids.
I don't know no woman that go give you 8 kids.
Man, we have a whole basketball game.
Team.
No, we got 2 teams.
Okay.
She's on one team. I'm on.
Okay, thank you.
We team competence.
You don't even play basketball.
I want the 2 older sons. Okay. You got the 2 oldest. They're both girls.
How?
Just joking. I'm just joking. Girls can play basketball.
How do you pick 2 people at one time? It's supposed to go one. Well, you just go. I want both of y'all my sons come.
Hey man, that's how it goes. You got the 2 younger ones.
So, I think you make a good point. The funny thing about it, I actually remember my brother saying something. And he probably don't remember this, but because he said this about years ago. That he said something about he came across people who wish that they was young. Like just when he was in his 30s, I think. I think he was in his 30s. He was like, some people wish that they was young, like back in their 20s again.
Yeah, I see.
And he was like, man, no, he said, I do not wish I was 20 again. Because he said, man, I was broke. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, I get that. At 50 years old.
Yeah, I don't want to wish that.
On 50 years old, you don't want to be there saying, man, I wish I can be 30 again. Because you're like, you should be the richest you ever been at 50 than you at 30. But there's some, I don't know. I just feel I don't want to grow up, bro.
You're already grown.
No, look.
You're already an adult. It's too late.
There's already some things that I'm already scratching off my list. Like,
that's fun, though.
That's not. I want a condo.
It's gonna be even better when you're 50. Because when you're 20, 25, 30, you don't know how to dress up a condo. Mm-hmm. When you're 50, you've been around you know what you like. You know you have finer taste. You've been and you with your wife, so your wife been showing you around what this is, because she's gonna take you. Remember before you met your girl?
How come you keep including my wife in everything?
It's because now it's a union. I'm sorry. I respect marriage. I'm sorry. Hey, I know. Simp. He's a simp. Okay. I get it. I respect marriage. I can't help it. But remember before you met your girl? You never did an open house.
Never.
Now look at you.
I love open house.
You over here talking about what type of house you want, this, that, and third.
You laughed at me.
I did.
You actually need to come.
And I was wrong.
You actually need to come to one of these open houses.
You're right. I do. No, facts.
Right.
But it's the same thing. When you start buying furniture, your girl gonna make you look at certain things and tell you, like, what's the thread count? It's like, what? Like, why? I just buy sheets. And she buys a sheet one day. Like, damn. This is nice. Now, son, when you get your condo, you know exactly what type of things you want in there. Versus when you're 20, you just buy anything. Mm-hmm. Anything that looks cool.
Anything and everything.
It's a different type of taste level that you have in your 50s, where you know exactly what you want. In your 30s, your 20s, you kind of doing what everybody else is doing. Like, you know yourself in your 50s. That's why I'm like, in my 50s, I could be. I think after that is a little too late. It's like 60s. I'm like, well, I want to peak. Like, I'm probably getting my first grandkid in my 60s.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So I take it the worst age to peak is what age?
I won't lie. My mother peaked in her 60s though.
But that's lit though.
Yeah, it is lit because she having the best fun of her life right now.
But that's because all her kids out the house and growing.
All her kids out the house. She got a new stable 9-to-5 job now because she used to be an ER doctor, so she was working nights and whatnot. And so, like, she really enjoying life. So I'm like, maybe not. 60 might be a lit too.
Everything taken care of her mama good and things like that.
Yep.
I don't know. I just don't want it to be too old. And I feel like this how I pictured my life. You know, everybody got the same tweet, like, you know, be married at 25. You buy your first house at 25 and things like that. You get married and buy your first house in the same year, I guess, you know. And then 30 comes, you're like, ooh, that 25 is looking a little 40-ish, you know what I mean? So this is how I picture my life. 30 to 35. Between that. I'm not giving exact ages because we got perpetrators watching us. And I don't want her, specifically my girl, to pinpoint what I say. You know what I mean? So
30.
Yeah. So between 30 to 35, right? I take it marriage, right? Boom. Within that same span, 30 to 35 house with my
before or after marriage.
After. Or maybe before. It doesn't matter.
I'm glad you said that.
No, because
keep her guessing.
Because
she's gonna start putting it too. She said not the same year.
No, because
so if he get in the house and the marriage, that's a year, 2 years.
It's based on the market. The market's crazy right now. So the market needs to chill, right? So it could be before or after. Like don't be picky. Like let go of your morals. Like I found us a good deal. I found us a good house. You get what I'm saying?
That's fair.
Like stop it. Right. I already got the 20K. Like relax. Right. So, and then once I get the house, because that's the big thing for me right there to secure the first house. This is not the dream house. I think the reason why I say peak at 50, I'm buying the dream house at probably 50. The house that she wants or the house that she dreams of and things like that.
Yeah.
And in my head.
Or 60.
Exactly. Because by that time I'm investing and things like that with my financial advisor. Kids are out. College paid for. Now I could take equity out, but when we sell a house.
And even if it's the same house, right? You could just redo the house.
Maybe. But also, I think what is also distorting my vision of because what happened between 30, I said 30 to 35, I'm married. 30 to 35, I buy my first house. This is where it gets sketchy. 30 to 40, somewhere I become a millionaire. And that
can happen.
You know, it can happen, right?
Yeah.
But it's like
a millionaire meaning you making $1 million a year, or a millionaire meaning like you have $1 million in the bank, or a millionaire meaning your asset. Talking about your house, your car.
I was trying to cheat with the assets. I was trying to cheat. Okay. I was like, really, if you look at the equity of the house and like, you know, what the house is worth, including we got 2 Toyotas in the garage.
Our 401k.
Exactly, and then I make this much, she make this much, my friend give me this one every now and then. We have a net worth of like $3 million, you know? No, have $1 million liquid cash. Like,
I don't know, man.
Like,
question though.
Go ahead. And the thing about it,
can you have $1 million of liquid cash if you're not really making more than $1 million?
I don't think it's good to.
Well, it's not good to if that's all your money.
No, I don't even think it's good to, even if you make more than that. I think it's like
you make like $100 million.
No, of course $100 million. That's outstanding. That's like
$10 million.
That's literally 1%. No, I'm saying that's 1% of like $100 million. But I'm saying if I was to have $1 million and I don't throw that back in the market, like with me, I always I think you helped me with this, and also I forgot whose. I read something.
Like it was your brother-in-law.
Like money is a matter of fact, it was money is a resource to get what you want. Like it's not just a hold.
Yeah.
I thought I was doing so good with money because all I did was save. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, I probably will never hold $1 million in cash because I would just throw it right back and invest it in something else to make more money. If I have $1 million in cash, sooner or later I'm going to throw something in there, probably $250, $100. But I'm not trying to get sidetracked of like that.
How much money?
But I think the sidetrack or the problem with my peaking is that I'm basing it around I'm gonna be rich. And that's why I'm like, I peak when
you're rich.
I'm rich.
Interesting.
and I want to be rich
in your 40s.
in my late 30s, 40s.
That's fair.
Because I'm like 50s, I'm hoping by 50 I've already been rich and something pops off, something pays off, or things like that. It don't even have to be millionaire rich, but it just have to be I don't really have to think about money rich. You know what I mean?
I think in your 50s, though, it's like, unless you're retired. Unless you retire early, right? Which is totally possible. But in your 50s, you working the job that you always wanted to work. Like, this is like you're the highest you're going.
Stay there. At what age do you start your career at the job you always wanted to work?
Not the company you always want to work. What do you mean?
Job, as in like it doesn't have to be company. It could be maybe company, but I was thinking job because usually people don't really know what they want to do. So as a man, coming from a man's perspective,
I think around like 30s, late 30s, you kind of have an idea.
Is it?
I think before late 30s, but
is it? So I'm guessing which age is it that you should stop hopping around testing what you want to do?
That's up to y'all.
Okay.
I'm talking about for me.
Okay.
I can't. For me, because some people, they might hate their job and not realize until 45 or have the courage to get out of their job.
And in
45.
your opinion, that's too late?
For me, that would be too late. But for them, I mean, like I don't want to say it's too late because you want to waste another 15 years working at a stupid job or 20 years? Nah, quit. Quit and find, start over. Yeah, it will suck for the first 5-10 years, but at least you'd be happier, right? For me, it's like, because I see where my uncles are. I see what my mother's doing. And it seems that, they are working jobs where, it's a little bit more where you're doing like manager stuff. The one reason I'm saying this, because my uncle.
Which one?
The one that was talking about goals and writing out his plan.
I like him.
I
like both of them.
Yeah, no, they're both cool people. He was telling me how like his mindset towards life has changed. Whereas he was basically trying to see how can he be better at his job, how can he do more things, raise money, get the number of sales. This is what his focus was and goals. And then he was like, he sat back and he really sat back and was like, wait, why is my attention in that? Like, I don't need to keep being better. How can I support my wife? How can I support this? How can I support that? And I think it changed around his late 40s.
Really?
Early 50s. Yeah, he turned 50 maybe 2 years ago.
I wouldn't even thought he was 50.
And so I think at 50, you have that luxury to do that, though. Like, at 40s, in your 40s, you still in your career, usually. If you get rich at late 30s, early 40s, you're just got rich. And now your idea is like, how can I maintain this? How can I sustain this? In your 50s, hopefully you're at a point where it's like, I got it. I can relax. Not relax, but it's like a system in play where you don't have to worry too much about like, okay, what investments I have to make? Okay, how can I get the company to rise? Do I still need to grow this, that, and third? It's like you're in good space. You know how to talk to your employees. You know how to talk to other clients. You know how to do this whatever you're doing. And then that gives you the time and space to really venture out in other aspects of your life. Because I think for men, a lot of times we focus so much on our career that we kind of, a lot of us lack really focusing on our families or focusing on, how are we supporting our wives or how are we, giving back to the community? What are we really doing? I think a lot of these things take a back seat where our career is like the prime focus at the time. And I think that's, in your 50s, I think that's a beautiful thing to kind of shift focus, Like even the people that we, those young 20, mid 20-year-olds on YouTube, they work. They don't date. They don't.
Yeah, they work. They work hard.
And it's like, maybe I'm lazy, but that's not the life for me.
Yeah, and not to veer off to another, not to detour from the main topic. I think because I've seen people, I am the type of person where I do not have to touch the stove to know that it's hot. I watch you burn your hand, and I'll be like, I won't touch that. I have to view my future marriage as a career. because I don't want to ever put my family on the back burner for work.
Yeah.
So I think the only way for that not to happen for me, that is to be like, oh, like I said a couple episodes ago, like the podcast and my relationship is the most two committed things that I like. That's why I always talk about my relationship, because I'm like, that's the number one thing that's going on with me right now that I can hold up and be like I put in work for this. I'm seeing the fruits of the labor of that.
Facts.
So it's like with marriage, I do believe in prenups. I do believe in having paperwork. I do believe in putting things in place, because to me it is a business, and to me, I can't view myself as a successful businessman if my house not in order. That's just me, because I'm just like, I can't be the CEO or like the founder or like whatever I want to inspire to be, and then I come home and I'm like, dang, everything's not in place, and I'm like, this is my first career before I got into anything else. So that's one mistake that I don't want to make.
Facts.
When I grow up, is that I do everything. Now, granted, there will be a time where you have to put your hand in the dirt and you got to work for your family, especially when you have kids and things like that. But then you got to circle back and be like, hey, I ain't forget about y'all. I just had to go away I just had to put my head down for a couple years and just get.
A couple years is a while though.
I actually had to.
What's a couple years? 2 years or 5 years?
Let's say you become this great coder, right?
Yeah.
And so good that you got to do TED Talks or speeches around the country, because they want to know your psyche behind coding.
That's fair.
You married, let's say you just got 2 kids. 6 more, but I think I hold up 9 fingers. 6 more, right? But you travel 365 days of the year. You gone for 120 of them, right? Because you speaking.
Okay.
And it's not half, but it's close.
It's like 4 months.
Yeah, it's close. Is and it takes a lot. You know what I mean? You do that for. When I say put your head down, you do that for like 3 to 5 years. Is that too long for you? And of course, it's just a hypothetical.
Wait, you said 120 days, right?
Yeah. So every year for the next 5 years, you can expect 120 days to be off the schedule. Is that like
not all at once?
No, not
okay.
Not back to back.
Family gonna think I have another family. So how's your other family doing?
But it's speeches, so it's like you're writing, you're doing other things.
I'm focused.
Yeah,
I think that's normal.
That's what I meant by there may be a peak period in my career to where I'm solely focusing on progressing, but for the benefit for the family though. I think it becomes toxic if I extend that to, let's say, to your point, to my 50s. I've been doing it since my 30s, and now I've been doing it for 20 years. But I think it's normal for a couple or so forth for them to be like, I'm solely focused on my career right now for the benefit of us, though, not just me.
I don't want to get too much into this, but do you think there is a reward, right? And I'm just thinking out loud.
Okay.
But if you're the breadwinner and the family is worried about your career, and people, let's say you move around, and the family got to move around, so that means your wife's career is taking a back burner.
Yeah.
Is there a period, I'm thinking 50s, is there a period where you're like, okay, I'm going to slow down. I got to where I need to be in my career. I'm going to slow down, and we're going to focus on where you need to be in your career. Now, I know I don't want to touch on your situation, but there are women out there where it's like, I don't want to work.
Yeah.
So that might be, irrelevant for them. But for those who are not like that, where both people have a career, but somebody's career got to take a back. Yeah.
The one that's beneficial.
The one that's making most of the money. Or the one that's paying, because, some people believe that the man got to pay the bills. So he's paying the bills. Man, I'm sorry. If you're not paying the bills, even though you make more money,
Okay, what?
is I happy?
No. What's the question?
The question is there a time where you eventually had to take the back seat and worry about your wife's career?
No. Not for me.
Interesting.
Once you decide to give me the keys to lead, to drive, then you trust me that whatever destination I get us to will be beneficial for both of us. I think it becomes bad when it becomes beneficial just for one party. But it's like, okay, if I do all this and I make more money for us that you have access to, right? Why would I, at 50 years old, say, hey, what do you want to do to where you can make more money and do things like that? Now, granted, there's things at 50 years old that I could take responsibilities off of her and things like that. You know what? I'm more richer now. The kids are gone. You don't have to worry about raising kids. You don't have to worry about doing this. You ain't got to worry about cleaning that. You ain't got to worry about doing that. I can help out with this because I'm home now.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if she trusts me, and maybe I'm speaking like from my situation, from my lady, because my lady, she had no problem. She like, retire me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I feel like if you trust your said partner to lead you to a destination,
Yeah.
you can't resent them when they
I don't know
get
what
you
resent.
there. No,
I'm saying, is there a
because I don't believe things are always equal. So just because I focus on my career for the 20 years to get us here to a point where we don't have to think about money, we can live in a house that's paid for, we can do whatever. That doesn't mean you take the next 20 years and now you get to have like the career and things like that. I did all this just so I could be with you. Now you talking about I read something and I'm about to be a CEO. And I'm like, of what? like if that's the case, like
let's go upstairs, dummy.
Okay.
I mean, but there is something to be said about building something of your own, whether it's a career, whether it's a business.
She built a family. Sorry.
Low key, you built the family because you're the one who led. You're the CEO.
I'm the founder. I'm the owner. My name is just on the wall, but she runs everything.
But you have majority ownership, and she has to come to the board and ask for permission as to where we're going.
Don't make no decisions without me.
But there is something to be said about building something for yourself, and I think.
But hold on.
I think the thing about most women, and the reason why, because I heard this discussion. There was why would women ever want to work? Like, you guys have it so good. Like, you guys get to stay home. You guys don't have to worry about focus on, sacrificing hours of your life to bring bread to the family. But I think there is a benefit of building something that you own, that you saw start from the beginning and build or blossom into something that.
Yeah.
I think there is a benefit in
you.
that. What do you mean?
She built you.
She built who?
She built you.
She didn't build me.
Okay, stop it.
Ain't nobody built me.
Okay,
what you
bro.
talking about? Ain't nobody built me.
Okay.
Divorce me tomorrow. I would still be me. Like, what Hope said? Hope was always going to be Hope.
Okay.
Like,
you gonna be half of you.
I'll be me. I'll make that money back 10 times. Like,
of course.
I'm God's son. Stop playing with me. She built me. You better build something else.
But truth is, are you speaking that? Even though we're joking, are you speaking from a man's mindset? Do you know women like you said that it does feel good to have something of your own and to build something of your own?
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of women that feel that way. Like,
what do you mean?
Like I see that coming more from men and things like that. I'm not saying. Here's the thing. I'm not just because you don't build something doesn't mean that you're not working. I'm not saying these women saying, I just want to be home and do nothing. But the desire to build a career and to like cash out at the end, I hear that mostly from men. Now, granted, there's women out there, but I think the majority of it is men.
I don't know about cash out.
Okay.
I don't think women want to cash out.
Okay.
But they do like the fact, like, so many women most of the people that go back to grad school and even get their PhD are black women. Like, they are the most educated women out there. Why? Well, my opinion is because they want to build something for themselves.
Are those same people married? No. I'm asking though.
How much you weigh? What's your shoe? What's your dress size?
R.I.P. Kevin Sayer. No, I'm saying.
What's your dress size?
But I'm saying there are. You know how it is. You know how hard it is, and we listen. Trust me, all this makes sense.
But even married women, right?
Okay.
You see how they have these IG pages, or they have a YouTube channel showing their marriage life, or they building things, right? There's something about outside, because you see a lot of times
you can't use social media, bro.
Oh, okay. Even outside social media, there's something about a woman feeling lost in her family, or her kids, or her husband, and not knowing who she is. And a lot of times people get identity outside of their career. And not to take too much time into this, but I think there is a period of saying thank you. Not thank you for watching the kids, but thank you for just supporting me throughout these years. Mm-hmm. Let me now support you in what you want to do. If that means you just want to retire, cool. If you want to go back to school, I got the money. Go back to school.
No, you cannot go back to school. I'm sorry, you can't go back to school. I already told my girl, your go back to school window is closed, and she ain't even 30. Because listen here, because I plan on buying this house. I plan on getting married soon. I plan on doing all these things.
Yo, just want his wife.
Nowhere in all this says go back to school. I'm joking, I'm serious, but I'm joking with everybody else. You know who you are watching. Man. No, but my thing is, I think you have a valid point.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's the majority.
That's fair. I think,
I think, though, a lot of women that I've heard that are highly educated, that go for it, that are go-getters, that go get their masters and they'll go get their even more graduate degrees, they find it hard. Because what usually suffers is a social life. What usually suffers in that, with some cases, some people feel...
now they're married. But like, they be thriving in their marriage. It'd be the husband that'd be like, yo, I want to see you more.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I was going to say inferior men. You get what I'm saying? Who feel insecure and things like that. But I can't speak for every situation. But I think, at least for me, and I'm only speaking from what I planned on doing, I don't know what the future holds. I want to be an involved person.
What I mean?
In the not person. Partner in a relationship. I don't want her, except for diapers. She go change most of the diapers, about 90% of them. Mm. Right? But I don't need my wife cleaning up the house every day, all day.
Yeah.
We're adults.
Wait, is she home?
We both work.
Okay. That makes sense then.
Even if she's home, she don't need to clean the house every day, all day.
Are you cleaning the house?
I clean a room or so. Listen.
What I mean?
Cause listen.
Y'all say I clean a room.
I clean a room.
Hey baby, I made the bed. Okay, I'm gonna vacuum clean when you're done.
Cause my thing is this. I realized something, and all this is gonna make sense once we circle back when men peak, right? Cause women plays a big part in how men view themselves in their peak and things like that.
Oh, that's true.
So, I think for me, when I was younger, I wanted to be Superman. Mm-hmm. I wanted to be the guy that be like, I'm gonna pay for my woman everything. She ain't gonna have to do nothing. I'm gonna pay for the dates. I'm gonna pay for the vacations. I'm gonna pay all the bills. And then I realized with me trying to be Superman, women are kryptonite. So you can't be Superman. Pick another superhero that is that repels kryptonite. Be Batman. Be Iron Man. But you can't be Superman.
That's fair.
You can't be Superman, or don't try to be Superman rather, with women, because their strong suit is actually your weak suit. So it's like don't do that. So while I'm getting older and older and older, I'm like, oh, I was kind of toxic in my thinking because I wanted to do everything in a way of kind of having control, of having 100% control. If I pay for everything, and like I do everything. Hold on 1 second, right? Then like I control everything, but a partner has equal say. A partner pays for some things. A partner has.
It depends.
What do you mean? Like a partner don't.
Question.
Go ahead.
You're not working.
I'm not working.
You and your wife. We're not talking about girlfriend. You
Okay.
and your wife live together.
She's
working.
She better take care of me.
Huh?
She better take care of me.
Wait, you're not working.
I'm not working.
Okay. All right.
She better take care of me.
No. You're not working.
Okay.
Okay. And then your wife is working.
She's working.
Yeah. And then so when you get home, when she get home, cause you home with the kids, the house not clean.
No, the house got to be clean.
But who's cleaning it?
I'm cleaning it.
With your wife?
Okay.
Okay. All right. That's just one.
Okay.
She comes home. Food ready?
The food got to be right.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's not a woman-man thing. It's not a control thing either.
It shouldn't be.
It's a partnership.
But
And if you have the time and freedom,
but people don't view it as a partnership.
that's fair.
And that's the problem with both sides.
That's fair.
But that's both sides. I'm not saying that it's a gender role thing. It's a partnership. But I'm just saying when it comes to how we view ourselves peaking and things like that, and how we view what we want from our woman and things like that, we view ourselves as the protector and the provider.
That's true.
And I need to pay for everything. Steve Harvey even brags about it. He said, I pay for everything. He's also a multi-millionaire. You get what I'm saying? You should pay for everything, you know?
They have like 5 jobs.
And he owed the IRS a lot of money, you know what I mean, at one point. But it's a partnership, right? So that's why I'm like, when I peak, I feel like my first peak is going to be when I get married. I'm like, whoa. I'm at a stage to where I never experienced before. I'm peaking. Now, granted, that's just one peak.
Interesting.
Another peak. Oh my goodness! I just brought a house. Oh my goodness! I'm peaking right now. I have my broad and I got my house. Right. I had my first child. Oh my goodness! Look at me. I'm rolling sevens. You get what I'm saying? All this I expect to do in my 30s. You get what I'm saying? Oh my goodness! I'm in my career. I'm making the most money I probably ever made. I am doing amazing, right? And maybe I view it as peaking in my 30s because whatever I'm experiencing in my 50s, I'm building off of what I did in my 30s. Maybe that completely contradicts what a peak is compared to what a valley or bottom of a mountain. You get what I'm saying? But I'm like, at 50, I'm like, I don't know what other highs can I, like, I feel like the highs that I'm going to experience, like first timers, is going to be before I'm 50. Like the baby, like when I'm 50, I experienced my first grandchild or my kid graduating school or something like that. But I'm like, the biggest highs I'm probably ever gonna have in life is like my wedding day, when I buy my first house, my first kid. You get it, like it's like those are peaks to me. That's how I view peaks as a man for me.
I you know that I used it right. I think we talk about 2 different peaks, but you used it right. It seems that your peaks are new experiences, where my peaks is I perfected those experiences. Like my kids are graduating. I did my job as a parent. Like they're out the house, they're graduating, they're buying their own homes or renting out. I'm like, okay, I did that. I helped my child become an adult. I did my job there. My marriage is in a beautiful place, God willing. I did that with the help of my beautiful wife. But we built this marriage. This marriage is in a beautiful place. My career is where it is. It's in a God willing, a great place too. You know, I'm making great money. I have a great retirement fund. I'm looking at my assets. I'm like, I put in the work for that. And so in my head, when I see it peak, it's not like highs, but it's a level of accomplishment. Or I did what I thought I could do. And so I think when you was talking about peaks just now, it was like, oh, I was probably, this is one of these moments, highlights in my life. I could look back. Like, these are highlights. Versus where it's not quite a highlight, but it's like, oh, it's achievement. Like
And that's why when you use the Jay-Z to close up the episode as an example, would you rather be Jay-Z now or
Jay-Z
then?
back then.
I'm like, Jay-Z selling out Madison Square Garden now, that's almost routine.
Yeah.
Compared to like when he first did it back in the day when he was like the hottest rapper in the world, it was crazy. Like he probably was like, yo, I never thought I'd sell out Madison Square Garden. Or Jay-Z, he's probably confident. He probably be like, yo, I do have to go do this. You know, who knows?
Yeah.
But I'm like, especially when he did the Black Album, when he retired the first time, well, fake retired, whatever. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, and then on top of that, he started late. He started rapping or got on
26, 28.
like basically like late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
So I'm like, for him to like do it for the first time, I'm like, oh, those gotta be peaks. To be able to walk on the car lot to get whatever car you want and things like that, that gotta be a peak. Now he probably don't even go to the car lot to get his car.
That's an accomplishment. It's not a peak. It's an accomplishment. It's
like now he probably like, I want the Maybach, and then they probably deliver it to his house.
ASAP Ferg went to his house one day, and he asked Jay. He was like, "What's his all?" Because he was showing Jay-Z was showing him his house and showing him like different artworks and different plaques. Mm-hmm. And Ferg was like, "How does this feel like? To feel like you came from Brooklyn. This was like a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. Like come from Brooklyn to here, because I think ASAP Ferg is from Harlem. It's like come from New York and be living like this." Mm-hmm. And Jay's like, still don't even feel real. I feel like I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and wake up in the projects with my mama or something. Like I still don't believe it sometimes. Like I don't even believe this is me. To have that feeling at 50. That's a beautiful thing. I could see you having that feeling in your 20s, in your 30s, at 50.
But it means something.
That's a beautiful thing, because so many people. And I think the other thing is, I've seen so many people grow up with so much regret in their 50s and 60s. That's one of my biggest fears.
That makes sense.
And I'd rather be on the total opposite of that, where it's like, man, I never thought this would be my life.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, I feel you. I feel like this is a topic we got to circle back on eventually at some other point. But y'all be good, man. Blessings.